28. I can't believe I've done 28 of these. Before I go too further into what this stream is going to be about, I'm going to do a quick sound check. There's 3 whole people watching. Now, if you're a complete loser and you're actually watching this on Christmas Eve, on the day you're supposed to be hanging out with people you more than likely hate, but you're related to them, like a lot of people are looking to the left and to the right. I'm like, man, I hate that motherfucker. And that's my dad. So before I go too crazy, thank you. John Bailey said, sounds great. Let's get right to it. So what am I going to talk about in this live stream? Christmas Eve, by the way. You guys are, if you're watching my shit around kids, I got a message today. A guy was like, I clicked on this video with my children on my lap, and I had to shut it off right away because of your foul language. And I was like, why the fuckity fuck are you listening to my shit with kids around? You got to understand, this is not a kid-friendly channel. But if you're right now in your living room or anywhere, you're anywhere near people, that like family that you hate, that's the crazy thing about Christmas, right? Christmas Eve, you literally force yourself to go have dinner in front of people you hate. Like, you hate a bunch of people that, and they're mostly family, right? They're cousins or whatever. You ask the cousins to bring stuffing, and they fucking give you that stovetop shit. They don't actually make it. You know, someone told me, tell us a Christmas story, Uncle YOLO. No problem. Let's do this. So in my last relationship, the first time I met my girlfriend's mother, I wouldn't say mother-in-law because we were not married. See, Puerto Ricans and Hispanic people in general, they're usually super accommodating when it comes to guests. If a guest comes to your house, you wait on them, hand and feet. You are literally supposed to relax as a guest and chill the fuck out. Check this out. Well, she was a white chick, right? So her mom was white as fuck. And instead of saying, hello, Alex, welcome to our home, relax, the food will be ready in about 30 minutes. No, check this shit. They were like, instead of saying hello and a hug and all that bullshit, it was like, grab a fork. I said, grab a fork. I was like, hello, my name's Alex. He's grab a fork. Okay. Unbeknownst to me, she was going to have me start to fucking whip some potatoes. Like, whip some potatoes. Like, you know, for like mashed potatoes. Now check this shit out, right? I'm so like, I'm like, no, I'm the guest. I'm the guest. This is not supposed to happen. So because the first time meeting the person, you want to be nice to them, but you also want to assert dominance, you know, like a lion pissing on a tree. Flah, I'm here. So deal with it. So I was like, well, just to let you know that Hispanics, when they have a guest over, like if you were to come to my house, I would wait on you hand and foot because you're my guest and you're not supposed to lift a finger. And then I grabbed the fork and started whipping the potato, just kind of gave her a look like. And she was like, well, luckily we're not in your house. That right there told me I should have just stopped the relationship right then and there. But unfortunately, it lasted 5 years of that bullshit. Oh my God. So if you guys have a shitty ass mother-in-law, turn to her right now and tell her, go fuck yourself. Like literally just flip her off while she's not looking, of course. I'm sure she's, I don't know, texting her side dude or whatever. But like, you're forced to be around people that you hate around this time of year. And it's probably just, you're more stressed out getting there and then getting the fuck out of there. Like Christmas Eve is like when the adults drink and do all the bullshit. Then the kids do all the shit in the morning, you know, open the presents and you're like, wow, this is awesome. And then you get shitty socks, shitty gift cards, shitty shirts, shitty everything. And you can't wait to get home by noon. Right? That's usually how it happens. But let's talk about what happened last week. I gave you a quick little Christmas story. Let's see what happened last week. So last week, a bunch of Mustang psychopaths started bragging about the GT500 beating the C8 Corvette around a road course. So I went, okay, whatever. You know, it's up 250 horsepower, and it was the base model, non-performance package, non-track pack. It was the snack pack GT500. So then Ford put it up against a track pack GT500, and it beat the Corvette by 4 seconds. The non-track pack beat it by a second. The track pack beat it by like 4 seconds on a road course that's friendly on straightaways. Not, guys, If you own a vehicle that's 250 horsepower rear wheel, more than like your buddy's car, you see how easy you gap him. Like, it's not even funny. So if you got a lot of straightaways, you're going to gap some fools like all day. So I thought the comparison was stupid. But of course, all these fucking nut huggers on the GT500 were like, oh my God, the Corvette's over. Does anyone have a production C8 Corvette yet? Like, has the C8 Corvette been released? Like, literally been released. Someone said, I heard from 1320 Junkie that the C8 PCM is completely locked and untunable. Okay, so was the ZR1, and that shit was locked, unlocked. So it took a while, but where there's a will, there's a way. So I wonder if people are also going to make the same comparison when the Z06 goes up against the GT500s, and then the ZR1, supposedly all-wheel drive, supposedly twin turbo, supposedly hybrid, comes to gap that ass. I'm going to remember this week with the GT500 nut riders getting all up in arms about beating a base C8 Corvette that Z51. What is that? An appearance package? Like some louvers and some dumb shit? It literally didn't really make sense. So I thought that was funny. Something funny that went on this week with all of the nut riders going at it. Real quick, someone said, Insane in the Membrane says, I know you ain't a drinker, but my cousin and I hate my sister with her bullshit, so we usually spend Christmas morning getting drunk by secretly pouring vodka in our OJ. Could you imagine going somewhere, hating your sister, and then having to drink to forget how much you hate her fucking guts, so you can sort of kind of, have a constant haze through the day so that you can get through it. Someone says the C8 weighs 3,600 or so. Awesome. It doesn't matter. It's up 200. The GT500 is up 250 horsepower. And when you're side by side with a car that weighs 600 less pounds, but it's down 250 horse, that 250 horsepower wins races. Look, trust me. From a starting stop, it's different. Wasn't the C8 Corvette quicker in the quarter during that testing? Wasn't the C8 Corvette quicker in the quarter mile during the testing of those two vehicles? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was, honestly. So what else happened this week? I must have a bunch of retard friends on Facebook because they literally thought that because the president was impeached by the House, they voted to impeach him, that he wasn't president anymore. It was so funny how stupid people were to say, oh, thank God. So who's president now? Oh yeah, we did it. What the fuck did you do? Like, what are you accomplishing if the guy that's kind of responsible for the best economy in a long time is gone? Oh, we win. What the fuck did you win? So it was funny that people were kind of like seriously hardcore posting shit about that stuff. And look, I'm literally one of those guys that if I go on my Facebook feed, I want to see race car shit, asses, single girls being thirsty, memes, and jokes. The moment I see political posts, I legit just get rid of it. Big Daddy Trucker says C8 is ugly. I'm sorry. That's okay, Big Daddy Trucker. You're gonna have to get used to seeing the taillights of that ugly piece of crap real soon, because if it can out accelerate a car that has plus 250 horsepower, and the weight helps it on the street, believe it or not, on the GT500, and the C8 still out accelerates it, it's gonna be a bad time for people that say that's all they got to say about the Corvette, right? Look, it's ugly. Yeah, it's fast as shit and it dominates and it's badass, but it's ugly. Look, I'm a Ford Mustang guy, ride or die forever, but I gotta give kudos to this supposed badass Corvette that is out there. An NA base Corvette with an appearance package going up against the top tier flagship, Ford has to offer. Think about it. The top tier badass car Ford has ever built goes up against the base Corvette. Think about that. And then once the roles are reversed where the Corvette Z06, ZR1 come out, then that's when, Mustang guys are going to start eating their words going, oh, well, it's a different class of car. They shouldn't be compared to each other, but yet you're comparing them to each other. Kind of stupid. So real quick, everyone started saying, so let's say, for instance, back on the president shit, if the president gets impeached by both the House and the Senate and they vote to remove him, Pence becomes president. Yeah, the vice president becomes president. And, that dude's going to win because he's tied to Trump. Hell, he could actually pardon Trump. Trump can then run on a ticket with him in the re-election, talk all that mad shit. Then Pence can step down as president and Trump could somehow, look, it's just crazy if you guys are thinking that all of a sudden that because of the House, quote unquote, voted to impeach him, that he's gone. If you want more proof of who is your president today, ask your phone. Check this out. Hey, Google, who is the current president of the United States?
The president of the United States of America is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. So even Google and Siri know who the president is. So stop fucking around with that bullshit, okay? Get educated. Don't put some dumbass shit up there saying, yay, we won, he's out of office. No, they just voted to impeach him, meaning, we don't like him, and it's a political thing. It's all Democrat versus Republican bullshit. Senate's going to take those articles and wipe their ass with it and wipe their jizz with it like a cum rag and just flick it down the hall and say, go fuck yourself. And it was a big, tremendous waste of time. Trust me, that's what's going to happen. The next thing that happened this week was Lund Racing made 830 rear wheel horsepower. 830 rear wheel horsepower. Stock boost, meaning no pulley changes, no nothing. And the car is just eating the E85 and we're shoving timing down its throat and the car is loving it, loving it, loving it. Exactly, guys. If you guys, Matt760 says, we love you, Alex, fuck politics. Yeah, I don't give a shit about politics, but when you come across my feed saying some dumb shit like the president is gone, just ask your phone who the president was. Actually, your phone also knows who the last president was impeached. Let me see. Okay, Google, who was the last president that was impeached?
According to Wikipedia, although proceedings were delayed due to the bombing of Iraq, on the passage of H.Res. 611, Clinton was impeached by the House of Representatives on December 19, 1998 on grounds of perjury to a grand jury and obstruction of justice.
So the last president that was actually impeached, like legit, House of Representatives and the Senate voted to impeach him but not remove him, was Bill Clinton. There you go. So anyway, just wanted to clear that up. So anyway, back on car shit. So Lund Racing made 830 rear wheel horsepower on E85 on the new 2020 GT500, and that thing is just becoming a very tune-friendly vehicle. Apparently, it is pretty straightforward to tune, so you're going to see everyone kind of make power. Make sure that your tuner, guys, whoever is tuning you, make sure they're showing you SAE smoothing 5 numbers. None of this STD smoothing 3 shit. None of this STD 5, STD 1. SAE smoothing 5. Anything else is bullshit. Bullshit. Plain and simple. So cut the shit with you guys posting 800 rear wheel horsepower on pump gas numbers. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. Get out of here. Matthew Stradone says, YOLO, how are the IATs on the GT500 at 830 rear wheel horsepower? No additional boost is happening, Matthew Stradone. 0 extra boost. It's just cylinder pressure. So the IATs are the same. The IATs do not change, period. We're not actually making more jam based on boost. No additional air is coming in. We're just shoving more and more and more spark down the GT500's throat. Word is it's like a 9 to 5 compression. It could be 10 to 5. No one really knows. I'm sure that people are trying to out there saying, it's got this compression, that compression. All I know for all you old GT500 guys out there is it's Coyote based. That's right. The motor has VCT and it's a Coyote based engine. Even Ford said, fuck the 5.4, fuck the 5.8, fuck the 4.6, Coyote. And look at that, 830 rear wheel horsepower, E85 stock boost. Now the next step is going to be long tubes and pulleys. Start getting some boost in the sucker because the fuel system seems to be keeping up. It's got a set of ID 1050Xs. And the fuel system, it's got these crazy high pressure 320s, I think. So I think 900 rear wheel horsepower potentially is possible on the stock fuel system. Think about that. Think of the day and age we're at now where stock fuel system plus injectors are going to potentially support about 1,000 flywheel or 900 wheel. Insane. insane. It's just a crazy time we live in. So it's good. But the problem is the cost of the vehicle is going to be $83,000 right now, and dealers are still getting 20 over cost. It's just really crazy. OBPSD said 9 to 5 to 1 compression. And I believe it. I believe it's 9 to 5 to 1. But look, I'm not one of those guys that has anything set in stone until I actually see some hardcore data, do a compression test, see where we're at. But it seems to be about 9 to 5 to 1. That 2.6 TVS is going, give me all the timing, give me more boost. So we're probably going to back down timing to 19 or 20, shove 2 or 3 more pounds of boost in it, and we'll see what happens. The problem is going to be the price. They're so expensive right now. I would wait. That vehicle is going to be so popular. That GT500 is going to be on the road. We have already, if I'm not mistaken, according to what I've seen in the ticket system, we have already tuned 6 or 7 2020 GT500s. Evolution Performance, HPJ out of, I think they're St. Louis. A couple other guys, couple of the scragglers, our own. So look, it's already going to be a very popular platform. You're going to see GT500s everywhere. Tons of them are going to be in Florida. Tons of them are going to be in California. Well, I don't know about California. Texas. You're going to see a couple at Texas 2K, I'm sure. So it's going to be, and they're going to be fast right now. That shit is figured out. It is Coyote based. The suspension's figured out, has badass axles. The magic is going to be in the DCT. Who can make that sucker? Shift the clutches, see where the clutches actually stop to make some jam. Or stop gripping. I know that once the TCM gets unlocked and people like HP tuners and other people, once they unlock what's going on in there, that's where we're really going to start seeing the rubber meeting the road per se, because we got to see if the clutches, which is a wet clutch, just like an automatic transmission, we'll see how they hold up, because we've seen some testing and you could tell they're going to start to slip at about 700 torque. Pretty nasty. Didn't Ford say they tested it at 20 PSI? I don't know. I don't know what Ford has done. I'm honestly not taking anything Ford says anymore, like, seriously. Like, they're out there telling you that this cast iron block's going to take 2,000 horsepower. Okay. I mean, it might a couple times, but I'm not going to rely on everything Ford Performance says, because I really don't think Ford Performance has their finger on the aftermarket. And that's crazy to me, that Ford Performance doesn't reach out to the aftermarket and say, what are you guys going to do with this vehicle to see if it'll hold up, it'll be robust enough? Or does Ford just say, fuck it, we're just going to do what we do for warranty purposes and y'all can suck a dick? I don't know. I would hope they would work with an aftermarket tuning company or parts provider to say, let's put an ATI 25% on there, a freaking 69 millimeter or 2.4 upper, and we'll see what it takes to blow it up. Maybe they've done that, but no one knows, right? Nobody knows. Pro 5.0 says DCT durability remains to be seen. People thought the 10R80 was the greatest thing, but it slips like a bitch, even with McLeod clutches. Exactly. I remember everybody was trading their 6R80 in really quickly on the 10R80. And I'm like, why are you doing that? The moment you put boost to it, you got to do the transmission, while pretty close to stock 6R80s are going deep nines. Some like once or twice in the 8s, and then they explode. Intermediate shaft takes her shit. So it's one of those things where you got to kind of, not go with anything that's new. Like the GT500 is going to be a badass roll race car. I'll tell you that much. I hate to say it. And it's going to be a badass road race car. It seems to be pretty damn good in the road course from everything we've seen, because it's a GT350 with 800 rear wheel horsepower, potentially. Just like I told you 2 years ago, it should be. 2 years ago, I told you it should be 200 plus rear wheel horsepower, and you stupid motherfuckers that own GT350s and road course guys are, it's going to upset the balance. Meanwhile, it's out there keeping up with GT3s. Fuck out of here. Benito Miaucellini? What the fuck kind of name is that, brother? A while back, I was asking advice about things my tuner tells me. Just recently, I found out they tuned SVT Dan's Cobra. I regret questioning them. A while back, I was asking advice about things my tuner tells me. Just recently, I found out they tuned SVT. I don't know who SVT Dan is. Sorry. I have no idea who SVT Dan is. Am I supposed to know who SVT Dan is? I don't know who that is. And if you're referring to like forums, dude, that shit's been dead. So I can't imagine people are still on forums. The Fast Green Bean says the new iron block is made from melted down old steel wheels and trash cans. Yeah, like Brembo performance package wheels from 1314 Mustangs. That's what the cast iron block is made. Actually, those are aluminum. So yeah, man, I'm not a big fan of what Ford is putting out there for like badass shit, like aftermarket blocks. I hope Dart and other companies do that, like on a Coyote block. If Dart or someone else comes out with a Coyote based iron block, I'll look at that and go, all right, but because I don't know much about it, because I'm not an engine builder and I haven't seen where they fail, I asked an engine builder and you guys saw what he said, hopefully. Eric Batchelor says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Don't you hate it when people say Happy Holidays now? I was at a store. I went to Harbor Freight today to get one of them cheap ass jacks because I like them. They're cheap. They're aluminum. They're like $70 and they just work. I say, hey man, Merry Christmas. And he goes, Happy Holidays. I said, what are you, a fucking Nazi? It's Merry Christmas, motherfucker. What holiday are you referring to? What holiday, huh? Happy Holidays. Oh, okay. Kwanzaa? Like Kwanzaa? Like what? Come on. It's Christmas. That one dude 44 says, how much faster do cars run in California versus Florida? Well, California, depending on the humidity, Florida in the summer, it's soup. The air you're sucking in is hot soup. The nitrous cars don't care. So it all depends on which car. Boosted cars like supercharged vehicles tend to be affected more with density, altitude, humidity, and inlet air temperatures than any other vehicle. Turbo cars, like big boy turbo cars, are probably using air to water, and IAT don't really matter to them. I mean, it does, but less than a supercharged car, because actually about the same. If a supercharged car has ice in it, it starts to suck in 100-degree air, intercool it to whatever the water is, which is probably 80. So at the lowest it'll see is like 80 IAT in the summer, and in the winter time, in the fall, like we saw at World Cup, we saw like 50-degree inlet air temps, which is kind of crazy. Charles Mathis says, got my Engage in tune on the way. Badass shit. I think I got you, Charles Mathis. That sounds familiar. I think I got you in the ticket system. Not 100% though. Someone said happy holidays. Fuck you. It's Christmas. Bring the bar out to America. Yeah, the bar is going to be pretty cool, but the tuning, it's going to be EEC5 or EEC4. I forget. It's like some old archaic shit. And then someone's going to go, no, mate, do fuel tech, a Motec, a $5,000 operating system. Fuck. Okay. SVT Dan has a yellow Terminator and ran 954 bonnets. Still don't know who he is. Sorry, brother. Big Daddy Trucker, you got to clear the cam. They're talking about something else. Is Lund in here? Because someone said Mr. Lund, so I think they're referring to John, but I don't see John in the chat. I do not see John in the chat. Nope. I think he's referring to me, but I'm not Mr. Lund. John Lund is Mr. Lund. RS3 for me says, Mr. Lund, how long before you guys think you'll have a GT500 tuning system vetted? It's pretty damn close. We've already tuned 6 vehicles remotely, meaning we sent them a tune, boop, beep, boop, done. They're repeatable. So it's pretty vetted. The DCT stuff is the stuff that's going to be magic. But according to what we've seen, honestly, it doesn't need much. I mean, it's making 830. They took it out there with the stock trans calibration, and that bitch is shifting right where it needs to shift. So maybe it's all a matter of the clutch is holding up. Who knows? Max wheel horsepower for Coyote Gen 2 max 1,000 a couple times till the rods explode, but sustainable 850 is nice. Merry Christmas, Amilcar Taveras, and Eric Jefferson says Merry Christmas. Thank you. That's enough of that Merry Christmas bullshit. Ghoulish 75S says, what tune do recommendations for a 5.0 twin turbo Mustang 2011? That question don't even make any fucking sense. Matt GT500 said, hey Alex, did you hear about Kenny Bell calling out VMP on Facebook? I did. So thanks for bringing that up. I did see that, and there is some validity to what they're saying. Okay. The Kenny Bell 3.6 is pretty badass. There's John Lund. John Lund saying hello. The Kenny Bell 3.6 on GT500s is pretty badass. I cannot talk shit on the 3.6. The 2.8 makes decent steam also. The 3.2, not so much. The 2.8, the 4.2 is just big. It's gonna make power. The 4.9, it's gonna make power because of the size. So I think it was a bad look for anybody to do a negative sell. Again, it's really tough to promote your product using another product to step on. So I thought it was a justified, but I understand Kenny Bell saying what they're saying. I understand VMP doing what they did. It's just nobody could have been shocked that Kenny Bell replied to that. Plain and simple. What are my thoughts as to one is better than the other? I tune both combinations. I don't care. I'm a TVS guy, but I'm using Edelbrock's stuff, and I love their stuff. I used to use VMP stuff. Their stuff works fine. I have not had the pleasure. I've not had the pleasure of owning any Kenny Bell supercharged vehicle, but I've tuned a ton, and they've actually made pretty good power. Again, it's about how you want it to look under the hood. Plain and simple. They're still mad at me. Kenny Bell's still mad at me because I made a toaster video way back in the day, and I thought that was funny as shit. I thought it was the funniest video I ever made. But they don't see the humor in that. You know, they just get all bent. So look. I understand why Kenny Bell did what they did. I understand why VMP did what they did. Do I agree with it? I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to tell you anything. I understand why both did what they did. O3 Stang GT says, Alex, what do you think about the brand new Generation 5 3-liter front feed twin screw supercharger by Whipple? We have one in the black bean. It makes a ton of jam. It's probably making about 1,100 wheel right now because the car weighs 4,100 pounds with John in it, and it went 8.5. That is fucking stout. Or high 850s or low 860s. That is rolling. Again, it is boosted pretty aggressively, 21, 22 PSI. It's going to make that jam. Anything at 2.6, 3.0, whatever, is going to make really good power. But that front feed Whipple is pretty damn legit. And you can't fuck with it. It's pretty damn legit. Look, the Edelbrock has run 8.4s in a similar platform, 8.6s in a 10R80, and mid 850s in another 10R80 car. So it's pretty straightforward. Hey Al, you noticed the 10 speed auto banging hard in sport mode? Yes, Big Daddy Trucker. It's supposed to. It's supposed to bang hard. Not, depends how hard, and you have aftermarket clutches in it. Okay. Stephen C says, up to what power level do you recommend a four dual 465 system on the 85 Gen 2 motor? Also, better to run the fuel rails in series or parallel with a Y block? A lot of people like a true return, and this is where I'm gonna not be with the norm. You can deadhead the rails as long as there's a crossover pipe in the back and it's big enough and it's aftermarket. Because in returns at the regulator. Now, a lot of pump people will tell you that's wrong. And I'll argue the fact of like, okay, maybe you get inconsistent fueling because the injector that's deadheaded sees the most pressure. Potentially. So if you run a true return, meaning you're returning at the engine, then back to the tank, you run the risk of heating up the fuel because now you're constantly circulating fuel around the engine bay via the rails and then returning it to the tank. So now that fuel, I guarantee, is hotter than deadheading it at the, and it depends on the power level too, then deadheading it at the end of the rails and returning at the regulator that is not circulating above the engine. Two different trains of thought, two different schools of thought. I'm a deadhead guy because I'm not making 1,300 wheel, but the big horsepower guys might want to return the fuel, a true return, through the engine and then back. It all depends on how you want to do it. I don't think there's a wrong way. It all depends on your power level and your budget. Alrighty. Let me see. People are talking about. So the other thing that came out on talking about VMP versus Ken Bell. So yours truly, moi, has been accused of being a snitch. Yes. So someone at I'll say it. Someone at VMP thinks I'm out there ratting out their power numbers to Whipple. Look. The last thing I am is a fucking snitch. Like, fuck that. Like, that is like so anti-me, it's not even funny. And number two, I don't care. I don't care how much power anybody makes anymore. I care about how much power I make. But it was kind of funny because I think people think that I'm like, look, if anyone, I'm not like buddy with Whipple, and I'm not buddy with VMP. I'm not buddy with anybody but Edelbrock right now and Lund Racing. So for me to be accused of snitching the dyno numbers to a competitor, that's where do I win in that? Where do I win? Because I tune both combinations. I don't. I think people got a mole somewhere. So if y'all got a mole, you gotta sniff out your own mole. Don't look out to be like, oh, he's ratting out our numbers. I'm not even tuning the vehicle. So it was just kind of a funny thing that came out over the weekend that people were saying, I think he's the one giving the information to Whipple. I'm like, me? Talk to Whipple? Come on, man. Come on. Exactly, Eric Batchelor. It's like, I hate track snitches. I really hate track snitches. People that look at your engine for the specific purpose, look at your setup for the specific purpose of ratting you out. Some people get off on that shit, or they love being the tattletale. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I know so much shit up here, so much shit that happened in my early tuning career, so much shit that happened at my previous employer, a ton of shit that happened. I keep it in here. I keep it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. Trust me. There's a lot of shit I could pop off and really cause trouble, but there's no gain, and I just look like a fucking snitch at the end of the day. Mike Acosta says, damn, just left PBH out of your circle. Dude, PBH is family. I was literally there all day. You don't even have to mention them. I'm there 99% of the time. Alexander Cadell says, have you seen the Whipple 3.8 Gen 5? No, I am hearing rumbles that Whipple can just go in there and say, give me a tighter twist on these rotors, and boom, Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7, Gen 8. So it's really hard to keep up with a company that's that dynamic, meaning they can go in there and boom, they don't rely on anybody. They just say, I want this, bam, and it comes out and it's done, and they got a tune for it. So it's tough to keep up with someone like that. But if the 3.8 becomes available, or a 3.2 or 3.4 or whatever, I'd like to see if they make a GT500 variant, meaning older GT500, 11 to 14. And if they do, I'd like to see how it competes with like the Gen 3R. I'd like to see a back-to-back Gen 3R, whoop, make a pull, take it off, boom, throw the Whipple on, or whatever you want to do, Whipple first, Gen 3, whatever. And let's see what's up, because we ain't playing favorites. We're not trying to fuck on anybody. We're just like, hey, this is our test mule, and we're going to make the same tune, same throttle body, boom, then put the Whipple on, boom, and that's it, and see where it's at. But if they come out with a bigger rotor pack for a rear feed Whipple that fits an older bolt pattern GT500 guys are going to jump at it. I guarantee it. GT500 guys don't give a fuck. They've had 17 blowers on their shit. Yeah, John Lund knows it. John Lund Sr. knows. He says Alex is a vault. John Lund Sr. and I have talks a lot about the shit that we know, about the shit that goes on in the industry. And then when we see someone, we want to go in there and go, but he's and that guy's but we just go, there is no upside. There is no upside to talking shit, plain and simple. Momad says, what's better, Alex, Whipple 68 or VMP 69? It's the same tune. 1 millimeter ain't gonna do shit for you. So whatever you want, honestly. Hell, I don't see a big difference between the CJ65, the TJ67, the TJ69, and the Whipple 68. I do not see a difference in horsepower, period. Maybe how they drive, but in terms of power, they get the same tune. Here, it's a twin bore. Here, done. Oh, it's 1 millimeter different. Well, let me just go to the effective area and then inverse and then recalculate the torque tables. No, no. Here, shut up. Yonce50 says, so are you single over the holidays or you got a hot date lined up? I don't have any hot dates lined up. My family is in Massachusetts and I'm not going to Massachusetts. I worked half a day today. I'm going to work on the Fairmont. I found some hidden horsepower today based on me overlooking something, so I'll talk about that later on. But the Fairmont is up like 80 horse. Like all of a sudden it's like, there's 80 more horsepower. And I'm like, where were you? And it was because I overlooked something mechanically. But the car's doing real well. So I'm going to be a busy boy, but I don't have any dates lined up. But I do have a dating story I want to talk about. Remind me about it. And it's about a dog. Okay, a dog. Let's just remind me, a dog. Okay, Stefan Grisby says 15 S550 with a Gen 2R and a 69 millimeter pulley. Will a dual pump 4 system work without having fueling issues? 95 pound injectors. How much power through auto? 800. As long as you have a 1000cc injector, dual pumps, both running, E85, that bitch will make 800. Close to, well, I won't say 800. I'll say like high 700s, 22, 21 degrees, 69 millimeter pulley. Get a 100 millimeter idler on that sucker so the belt's nice and tight. It should be fine, brother. Stefan Grisby, I think you should be fine. I had a dual pump setup in a 920 rear wheel horsepower, the red car behind me. So that never ran out of fuel. Tyler Whitney says, Merry Christmas. I'm stuck driving my semi-truck tonight. Glad you're on tonight. Yes, me something while driving. Yes, me something while driving. Okay. Sorry you're driving, Tyler, but I don't know. Thanks for being on. Don't crash. You must have good data if you actually can stream my shit while you're driving. Somebody said, you're Hispanic. Merry Christmas, Alex. I'll eat some tamales for... Tamales? Look, guys. That's Latin America. That's like Latino, like Mexican. Okay, are Mexicans Latino or Hispanic? Like, theoretically, like, are y'all considered Hispanic or Latino? Because I don't eat tamales for shit. Big Daddy Trucker says, blower gate. Yeah, I know. I understand the blower game is strong right now. You know why? Because they all make power. That's such a crazy time we live in now. They all make power. The Edelbrock makes power. The Whipple, the VMP, the Paxton, the Vortec, even the Pro Charger. Tony Bolton. I'm getting over this cold. It's nice. John Lund said, I heard about hidden horsepower on Hush Money. Thanks, John. Yeah, dude, 80. It was like 80 horsepower that just showed up. It was crazy. But yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. And you can look, you don't know it's doing badly when you make a pull and it made 820. Then you go down the track and it runs 870. You don't even look at shit. But then today I tried to make a cam loped idle tune. Yes, I'm gay. And I looked at VCT and I'm like, why aren't you moving? After chasing it down, I found a harness disconnected. And I went, oh my God. So out of curiosity, I said, let me keep the same tune where it made 810, 812. The bitch made 883. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? So I'm going to work on that, throw some timing at it, and then send it to get ported by Greg Kong, kongperform.com, and see if it makes like 80 more. Coyote Car Guy, Coyote Kelly, Merry Christmas. Coyote Car Guy is one of those underrated YouTubers. One of the most underrated YouTubers. Goes out there and races his car. Is constantly giving you shit that's happening with his car, customers' cars. He's actually gone out there and started racing the thing. Give him a follow. Coyote Car Guy. He's on the west coast of Florida. Older gentleman. Super nice. Like, just like, God, it's just so nice. And I'm like, he's like the anti-me. He's nice. He's decent. You know, he talks to you. I'm a piece of shit, and you guys love it. Sean Sanders already asking bad questions, saying, what's the cheapest supercharger setup to get into the high 8s 10R80 car? So cheap and really fast car. Cheap and really fast car. There is no cheap. Edelbrock's going to run you the same as a Whipple's going to run you, the same as a Pro Charger's going to run you, the same as a big bad Vortec is going to run you. It's probably going to be at least $10,000 to $12,000 before it's all said and done with everything to get into the high 8s. There is no such thing as cheap, good performance. Excuse me. Yeah, I was trying to cam lobe tune. It worked. Actually, once I got everything figured out, it worked. I just got to get it to chop a little more. So I got to fuck with timing a little bit and maybe throttle angle so I can bring lower spark and get that deep, throaty, low chop. Because right now it does like a rolling chop. It goes... So I'm like, I'm trying to keep it steady, keep spark at a nice spot. We'll see what happens. I'll play with it a little bit, not too much. Mr. David Elliott Jr. says, I love the Coyote Car Guy. He is cool and old school. Very cool. Dude, he's just like a nice fucking guy. And I'm like, I dynoed his car when I was at VMP, and he was just like so pleasant and so like gracious. And I was like, oh, you got to be a bit of an asshole, man. I mean, because he's so nice. I'm like, there can't be people this nice in the world, but he is. He's super nice. Coyote Car Guy says, you're good, Alex. Just different styles. I appreciate the Coyote Car Guy. He has a bit of a New York accent. I don't know what it is. I don't know what your background is, Coyote Car Guy. He goes, hey, we're here at the track, and my car went 10. I think his car's like a 1060 car, 1080 car. That's badass. 10R80 pump gas car. I just love his accent. I love everything about it. Richard Alvarado says, if he wants to go cheap, go get a junkyard 5.3 and a turbo. Yeah, that's all. Just a 5.3 and a turbo, and you're automatically into the 8s. Never mind the heads, never mind the head studs, never mind the can, never mind the fuel system, the operating. Fuck that. James BU 1967 said, Alex, you sound like a New Yorker. No, New Yorkers have a very distinctive sound, that I cannot duplicate. I just sound, when I talk fast, I don't say talk and coffee and, motherfucker. No, that's actually Boston. I don't really have a New York accent. I have more of a Northeast general accent. Actually, I talk to normal people. Special Wins, Speedy Wings. This is Special Wings. Speedy Wings says, Feliz buena noche buena, Boricua. Boy, that brings back memory, that Noche Buena. Oh, see, Coyote Car Guy is from New York. Yeah, he does. He has a New York accent, like Long Island, like New York accent. It's great. Nice Guys finished last. Coyote Car Guy's a good guy. I fucking love him. He was just super nice, and I wish his channel grew quicker. But as always, channels that I like and that are full of real people usually don't do that well because you guys like to watch, fuck mode and, this guy and blow up and, I blew up my car and I bought a car with a broken door and I don't have a fucking body panels. And you guys love that shit. You're the problem. All right, John, Merry Christmas. Go back to your family. I'm just going to be here talking a little shit till about, 10 p.m. probably. I ain't got shit to do. Are ghost cams bad for the engine? No. Think about it. The ghost cam tune puts the cams in a position with proper overlap so that they chop. If you wanted that same effect on an actual cam setup, you gotta put them where we put them with the ghost cam tune. So if it's bad on a ghost cam tune, then that means it's bad on a quote unquote locked cam tune. So no, it's not bad for the engine. Ilital says, I'm running Edelbrock catless headers and a 3-inch rest in peace ears. Yeah, man. Catless anything and like Corsa anything, you're fucked. You are so fucked. It's not even funny. Coyote Kelly says Alex. That's all he just says. He just says Alex. Oh, look at that. Coyote Car Guy says, good call, Alex. I grew up in Long Island. I'm good. I know my New York accent. I know a Harlem. I know a Brooklyn. Manhattan just sounds like me. Actually, Manhattan sound a little more Jewy. They kind of saw it like Sal from Family Guy. Oh, my God. Where are my pills? They kind of nasally. So, yeah. RS3 for me paid me $5 and says, or asks, 2017 RS3 with 1050Xs, NGK spark plugs, BAP, VMP heat exchanger, tuned by Dakota. I'm ditching the stock Roush Twin 60 throttle body for a Twin 67 PMS intake ballpark. Added power gain. So yeah, so the Twin 60 millimeter upgraded from when you upgrade to a Twin 67 from a Twin 60, that's worth about 5 to 10. But the cold air in conjunction with the throttled body is probably worth 20. So don't be surprised if you see a 20 to 25 rear wheel horsepower gain once everything is dialed in properly with the same timing, just accounting for the airflow. Alex, I agree. Those channels are not real world. Coyote Kelly. Yeah, I mean, those channels are entertainment and they do really well. And if you want to watch them for entertainment purposes, that's wonderful. The moment they try to sound legit and try to tell you they know more than you because they blow up shit or wipe their ass with, a lawnmower or jump off of the Grand Canyon with a Merc, a parachute, and drink nothing but shitty ass Mountain Dew. Love you, Cletus. That's when I take a little bit of like you just do dumb, silly tricks. You're not an authority, but people make him an authority because they go, well, he has a popular YouTube channel. The most popular YouTube channel I've seen is where these two teenage brothers are constantly going on adventures, and it's geared towards kids, like 8 to 12-year-olds, hell, 4 to 12-year-olds, and they're constantly going on adventures, and we're going on a thing, and they're just jumping around, and that's the most crazy lucrative channel I've ever seen. Kid owns Lambos, he owns 6-wheeled Range Rovers, or whatever the fuck. So I'm like, all right, I compare those stupid Mustang channels and stupid car channels to people like that, just entertainment. Am I willing to do that? Fuck no. Not just no, fuck no. Because I like looking at myself in the mirror, not looking like a fucking clown. Speaking of clowns, I saw the movie The Joker. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Fucked up. Like, if you like analyzing fucked up people and how they tied it in together with Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne, badass. I bought it. I just went and bought the movie. I didn't bother quote unquote renting it or whatever. I just bought the bitch. It was awesome. Coyote Kelly gave me $2 for no reason, but I'll mention your name, Coyote Kelly. Thank you very much. Bill B says, Alex, are you and Lund racing going to Bradenton for NMRA in February? I am not, and I do not think Lund Racing is, but I'll let them answer that. But I definitely am never going to go to any other NMRA event ever. Not because I dislike the NMRA, it's because I just don't like the way, True Street, that's the only place I fit in. Everything is just, I don't fit in any class. I don't want to run the safety equipment needed to run that event. It's run well. It's the only Ford centric racing event. Eventually they're going to have to merge with NMCA. It's just going to have to happen. NMRA and NMCA, in order to stay alive, they got to merge because shit's dying, and then they can play off of the Chevy versus Ford shit all the time. But I'm not going to run NMRA. It's just not worth it to me. It's just not my thing. Love them. This is what I'm going to run. Modnats, Texas 2K, and if I can get in, World Cup, the True Street class. That's it. That's all I'm going to run. No streetcar takeover, none of that stuff. I don't dislike them either. I just don't want to run that stuff. Everyone's like, you sound jealous. Again, I don't care. I'm not jealous. It's just the problem is this. If someone hears one of those channels say something, people that actually do work on these cars, like us, have to like totally debunk everything that person said or defend or play defense on dumb shit those channels are saying. I'm not jealous. Good for them that they're making money. And if they want to be a career YouTuber, have at it. I have a career as a tuner, and that's where I make the bulk of my money. This is just kind of like side money. And it's nice, but when they say some shit that is just untrue and we have to constantly defend it, yeah, I'm going to start going, can those channels just fucking go away? Can they just go away? And everyone's just trying to make the quick, easy buck on YouTube. You know, I try to give information. I try my best to give information, but sometimes can't do shit about it. Ryan Dyson talking about another channel. I'm not gonna mention the channels because that's like giving them shine. So I'd rather not. Fuck them. Arthur 92, he might need one of those unsubscribe, rants. Hey Arthur, if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. Hey, that's my new catchphrase. Unsubscribe. Bill B, he already asked that question. Someone gave me $5 and says, hey Alex, do you ever feel like you get burned out working on the car industry and work for other stuff, hobbies? Took a big break myself. Abso-fucking-lutely. It is very difficult staying focused in this industry. But then I start to think about what I used to do. I used to work on wastewater pumps. I used to have to drive into Boston, Massachusetts and find parking for a 3/4 ton truck with an 8-foot bed and a trailer. I had to bribe the dock master. I had to not only, in Boston, you can't park in a high-rise building unless you suck the Jamaican guard's ass. Then once you're in, you have to be able to convince the dock master. He just sits there like this, and he makes $32,000 a year, and he's basically a glorified parking attendant. And he's like, you cannot park there. So you know what I had to do? I had to grease the wheel. I had to learn what he liked, whether it be booze, drinks, bitches, whores, or coffee. Get it to him, or money. Get it to him and say here, and he would let you park the truck so you can get your work done and get out of there. I start thinking about what I had to do, and it makes my job a lot easier to do. Yeah, you get burned out a little bit with people and customers, but sometimes you get those messages where the guys are like, dude, you're awesome, you're great. They send you a $5 coffee gift card, and you're like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and it's a small token of their appreciation, but it's the thought that went into it that makes you appreciate it. So it's not all that bad, honestly. I've worked way worse jobs for way worse people. I was an exterminator. I used to make candles. Yeah, I worked at a factory making candles. I worked at docks, shipping departments, you name it, a millwright. I did it all. And this is not that bad. Mod Motor Ray says, the Terrence and Phillip show or the Queef sisters? I like the Queef sisters. Terrence and Phillip, they just fart on each other's faces. But to be able to queef, I think that's a little more talent because you have to suck in air. Whereas farting, I just eat a bowl of ice cream and I could just literally fart all night. I don't. because I'll shit my pants. But yeah, that's being lactose intolerant as a Hispanic person. Okay. Franklin Smith says, Merry Christmas, sir. Gave me $20 just to say Merry Christmas. Man, appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Slow ST says, my cousin is wondering if you've ever heard anyone having problems with the Ghost Cam tune. Some Ghost Cam tunes work, some don't. Like on a GT350 intake manifold, not going to work that well. On a GT350 throttle body, it's not going to work that well the way we have it configured. I'm sure somebody else can spend 7 years figuring it out. And it's free. Lund Racing offers it for free. So we say, here you go. Oh, it doesn't chop? That sucks for you, bro. If you bought it specifically for the Ghost Cam tune, you bought it for all the wrong reasons. Okay, so Wesley Kurtzinger says, got an on-3 single 80mm T6 flange. Should I do rods and pistons or sleeve the motor? Looking to make 1,000 or 1,100. Thanks and Merry Christmas. Wesley, go all out. If you want to live in the 1,000 to 1,100 rear-wheel horsepower world, which I've been told is low horsepower, blows my mind, I would definitely just do it all. Rods, pistons, and sleeves. And studs. Do it once, because if you're going to sleeve it, motor's got to come out. Rods and pistons, motor's got to come out. Studs, the motor doesn't have to come out, but you got to take the heads off. Dude, do it all in one shop. Get it built by a reputable shop. Someone like L&M, things, people like that. And trust me, you're going to be like, thank God I don't have to stress out if this thing's going to freaking grenade at moderate horsepower, which is 1,000, which I can't believe I'm saying moderate, but that's what the big boy racers say nowadays anyway. Okay, so, oh my God, you guys, too many. Holy shit, slow down. Okay, 3 Valve Eric says, way too much misinformation out there on uneducated people, ruining it for all of us. Ruining it for us all. The road to the idiocracy is being forged. If you have not seen Idiocracy, God damn it, I can't stop. Once I get to a certain, about a half hour, I start to have issues. Idiocracy is wonderful. Idiocracy is in my opinion, a future documentary. Idiocracy was made by Mike Judge, the guy who did Beavis and Butthead. I've already referenced this movie many times on this live stream. It is the best movie ever. People are getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. Like really fucking dumb. Listen to this, guys. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. I am getting requests to raise the rev limiter on automatic cars in park and neutral. Think about that. Let that sink in a little bit. Why would a guy with an automatic want me to raise? Because the 18 and 19 Mustang has a hard-coded rev limiter at 4,000 RPMs. 4,000 RPMs. So that means in park, you can only rev it to 4,000 RPMs. And in neutral, you can only rev it to 4,000 RPMs. Can I raise it? Well, recently I found that I can. But people are requesting it. So unfortunately, I went into that rabbit hole. And I said, why do you want me to raise the rev limiter in an automatic car in park and neutral? And some guy was like, so I can rev it at car shows. So I can go. And they actually say, can I just leave it to the floor and flames shoot out of it? I said, rods will shoot out of it. Rods? You want rods to shoot out of it? It'll make one big flame. Is that cool? Like, is that cool at Cars and Coffee? One big rod chucking flame? Yes, guys. Idiocracy is absolutely happening right now. Guarantee Monday there'll be 50,000 requests for raising the rev limiter on automatic 18 and 19 Mustangs, and I'm sure they're going to assign them all to me because I just mentioned it. I can't believe people request that shit. Yeah, the rev battle. Yeah, Coyote Kelly, dead serious. And we're joking about it right now. We're joking about it, and people are calling it gay. Watch the requests come in. Oh, shit, I didn't know you could do that, YOLO. Send one to me. And I'm like, fuck. And then they go, hey, I don't know what happened with the tune, but it looked like something wrong with the engine. I was at a car. I was just driving. Around, like normal. Orale. And then I took a left. And then all of a sudden, my rod shot out of my piston. My rod shot out of my engine, man. Do you understand what happened? I think the tune is fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, do you have a data log of this happening? Oh, yeah, yeah. And it's him on the limiter for a minute. I don't know, man. Oh, man, I was with my family, man. We went to church to praise the Lord. Just idling in the rod. The rod was like, peace, I'm out of here. I got to go somewhere. I can't hang out inside this engine anymore. I got to break free. You get me going on a rant. I don't stop. Someone said the funniest dickhead on YouTube. I'm telling you, someone's going to request that shit. So Dakota and Junior, I'm sorry that I mentioned it, but I'm going to make sure I keep tabs as to 3 requested it today. 3 without me mentioning it. So that means y'all want rev battle. I want to be part of this rev battle. Tad Turner says, had a question about suspension, doing some street digs, thinking UPR Street Kit, just wanted your opinion. I run UPR on everything I own. I run UPR on everything but the red car. The red car right now has all Steeda components, Steeda anti-hop kit. It's going to get a set of Steeda springs, Steeda cradle lockout kit, all that stuff. But the white car has UPR end links, and the Fairmont is complete UPR, and they treat me real good. And Fox Body stuff, they're legit. S197 stuff, very legit. They're not that into the S550 stuff yet, but they will be, I'm sure. Does a turbo V8 feel sluggish off boost? No, it feels good, because even if you're off boost per se, you're still sort of kind of in boost. Like even if you go up a hill a little bit, you're going to be at like 1 PSI. So it's constantly like the hand of God pushing you up a hill or something. So no, it doesn't feel sluggish. It actually feels pretty good. It feels pretty torquey, like very torquey actually. Alexander Cadell says, can you record yourself opening an email Monday, seeing how many of those dumb people are out there? I can't, because then it shows their names. I can like do a screen capture and go, okay, this guy wants a rev tune. Yeah, I'm telling you, I guarantee it'll get out there that all of a sudden, thank you, Vinny Vici, for the $10. Appreciate it. They're going to request it. And it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you try to convince them, hey man, that's hard coded and I really don't want you revving the shit out of the car, but I want it, man. Come on, man. I'm the only fool at the meet revving the 4400. You know how stupid I look? Everyone's like, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, whoa. Oh, shit. Manny Hernandez says, that's what 2-valve Mustangs are good for nowadays, being loud or obnoxious. Go to Mustang Week. Mustang Week became Rev Week. Mustang Week. Mustang Rev Week. I just can't co-sign on that shit anymore. And you think it's just 2 valves? No, it's Shelby owners too. 1,300 horsepower Shelby owners. Wow, 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 look at me. Wow, I have no dick. Wow, I got nothing, man. I piss in a fucking bag, man. Wow, wow. I got nothing. Look at you, Carlito. You got everything. I got nothing. Go ahead and kill me, cocksucker. Eric Batchelor says, have you seen MFP Australia's new crankset support? Good solution for centrifugal setups? Yes. So MFP did a very smart thing. They took their big bracket support and condensed it into specific versions for specific superchargers. Lund Racing is going to put one on their Whipple. He already has front feed Gen 3, Gen 2, Gen 5 Whipple supercharger crank support kits ready to go. 4 bolts plus the bolt that retains it, 5 bolts. Done. And it does a great job of keeping deflection to a minimum. He's gonna get one for me. I'm gonna try to take some measurements, but it has to work with Power by the Hour's future front drive for the Edelbrock, which I am gonna use going forward, but it'll be out in about 2 weeks. And then centrifugal setups. He was at the Pro Charger booth talking them up at at PRI, and he's doing a really, really good job of stepping outside of the TVS market and saying, I'm gonna support everybody because fuck being exclusive. I gotta make some money here. Have some Tim Tams and coffee. That's English, right? Yeah, I'm shitty at accents. Fuck it. D-Self says, can you do a paddle neutral GT? Wait, can you do the paddle neutral in a GT like the new GT500? No, god damn it. No, stop it. Jesus Christ. Here we go. That thing has a DCT, god damn it. It's a manual. It's basically a manual. Okay, those two things, unapply the clutches and you can rev. Automatic, you do the two things. You don't do shit. I'll try it though. Bandy says, here's $2. Give me that YOLO rev battle tune. Dude, I guarantee people are going to reply Monday or Thursday or Friday. By the way, we work a half day Thursday and a half day Friday. We ain't doing this full day shit. There's going to be a hangover from a whole Christmas shit, and nobody's really going to be ordering shit. So half day. Get your logs in, get them done by 11 so that we can reply and be done and go on about your day. Returning all them shit ass sweaters and socks you got from your fucking parents. Oh, I gave you another year of mortgage. I gave you another year of food, light, electricity, and the mortgage is paid. Thanks for the socks, honey, and the shitty sex. Good job. All the married guys are going, damn, YOLO knows us. He knows our fucking struggle. Go to work every day, and what are you working for? Not for you. Oh, but I love my kids. I love how people go, they revert to that. But I would never change. I would never, if I had to do it all over again and get my girl knocked up and she weighs an extra 80 pounds and I never get sex anymore because all we worry about is the kid, I'd do it all over again. My ass. Best pump gas in North America you've seen through tuning. Shell. Thank you very much. Shell and BP. Badass shit. Hey, Alex, you're skipping all kinds of paid questions. No, I'm not, motherfucker. Get out of here. Let me see. Viewer activity. Here's $2. Give me that YOLO Rev Battle tune. What are your thoughts on the water methanol injection on a 2013 Boost and GT on 3 single turbo? E85 is not readily available in my area. It's good, but we have to find a way of keeping the IAT happy. So if you have to run a piggyback harness so that IAT is read from the manifold so that we know that the temperature drop is happening, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. I already got the MFP question. Oh, here we go. GP Quinny. Look, in the chat, these questions are being skipped. I have to go to a new tab, and I'll show you the tab real quick. If you guys see, there's a tab here that I have to go through and not here. So I got to look at this guy. So fuck you. So real quick. 2012 GT naturally aspirated with a 12-to-1 engine. Boss 302R heads, stage 3 cams, ported Cobra Jet 2067 throttle body, LU47 injectors, free flowing exhaust, a dyno 503. Can I get more NA? You should be able to with more compression. 503, in my most humble of opinions, seems kind of low for that setup. So we'll see. Are the cams locked? And if they are locked, what position are they locked in? Or do you have VCT control? El Coyote says, you look like a motherfucking badass in that thumbnail. Yeah, I tried to be as gay as possible, but people ended up liking that look, wearing a stupid hat and sunglasses. So I guess if I try to act gay, people like it. So people like gay guys. That's what I deduce from that. Merry Christmas. My cousin's wondering if you ever heard anyone. Terrence Phillips show. Hey, Alex, you ever feel like a burnout? Okay, good. I think I'm caught up on all of the paid questions. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Sorry, but I think we're pretty much caught up now. Paid you $10. Please answer my question. I just did, sir. I just did about the Boss engine. You should be able to get more power out of that car for sure. Cobra Trick. Alex so sensitive. People just making jokes and Alex loses his shit. Alex, how come Pro Charger have a steeper step-up ratio compared to Vortec? A steeper step-up ratio. Can you elaborate on that? Steeper step-up ratio? What do you... I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, you don't know? I can't believe you don't know. I can't believe you tune cars and you don't know. Racetrack. Ryan Dyson says, does Racetrack have good pump gas? No. So the Racetrack around me has really bad pump gas. Really, really bad pump gas. Perfect. SJCK, or sick, says the dog date. Okay, let's talk about the dog date. So this girl that I met, super, like, cute, kind of nerdy looking. Someone said, Kona Coyote says, here's $5. YOLO, send me a Terrence and Phillip tune. Like farting and popping. I'll try. I won't try, really. Just thanks for the money. Okay, so let's call this girl Rosanna. Cute girl. Nothing, just very cute, very nice. Had a nice house, nice everything. And once I got to know her, I found out that she had, again, because I'm 41, I find, women that have kids and this and that. So she had a 14-year-old son, has a 14-year-old son who is kind of one of those troubled kids. Dad had died young. So kind of one of those troubled kids that I'm like, I don't know. Once she started telling me about the kid, I started to back away right away. She seemed really nice, really good. She has a good career. She was a Marine. She had a good background and super sweet. But her kid, I don't know if he's straightened up yet, but this was over 2 years ago. Not about 2 years ago. He just did some crazy shit, was smoking weed all the time. He stole her car one time to get weed and got caught by the police. Yeah, he stole her car to get weed and got caught by the police. Imagine if you're Hispanic, no driver's license, you get pulled over while on probation with weed in the car and no driver's license. What happens? Your stupid ass goes to jail, right? No, cops called mom. Mom took him home. And I was like, ain't that some shit? That is some dumb shit right there. But anyway, we ended up talking a little bit. And I said, well, let me see if I can get in this because I was in a bit of a weird mood. I was like, maybe this kid being 14 and he's all grown up just needs to be steered in the right direction. But I liked the mom. The mom was super sweet, super, super sweet, super nice. But, the kid was probably the only negative thing until I met the dog. So we go on a date and kid's gone. Kid's like out in camp somewhere. And I hear this dog fucking, you fucking mad as fuck. He's looking at me out the window. It looked like a German Shepherd. And he's like, fuck you. He was fucking screaming at me. And I was like, what? Your dog's nuts. And now I love dogs. I'm very good with dogs. This thing was psychopath dog. It was snarling and shit. And she's like, yeah, he doesn't really like strangers. And I was like, oh, fuck. But I thought I was like Caesar, the dog whisperer. I'm like, I'm just going to go in there and go and kick him in the fucking nuts and he'd be fine. So I go in there and this dog is given all the vibes that he's going to fucking bite my ass. He's absolutely going to bite he just has that. He's pacing. So I got invited in the house. So I'm thinking I'm going to smash. Hell yeah. Because when you get invited inside, all you got to do is sit down, have some coffee, sit down on the couch, watch Netflix, and, you start doing stuff. So that was a visual. So for those of you listening on a future podcast, I basically did something with my hands. So anyway, we didn't even get to the couch. I didn't even get to sit down. I had my eyes fixated on this fucking dog. Fixated. I am looking at this dog and I'm like, if you get sideways, I will straight body slam your shit. I will fuck you up. I will fuck up a dog. I don't care. But I'm blaming her for this. She's constantly on edge, right? The woman. She's like, oh, please don't. Oh, he's okay. Oh my God. Oh, don't. He's fine. And I said, stop being on edge because you're putting him on edge. It's your fault. He's like this, but I might have to take it out on the dog. And she's like, no, he's fine. And she kept petting him while he's barking at me. He's barking at me. He's from the other side of the living room. And I'm trying to like sit down in the kitchen and he's barking and she goes, it's okay. And she's petting him. And I said very nicely, you're basically saying it's okay to bark at this man. Like you're saying, it's okay, stupid dog, to bark at this man. It's okay. You're not calming him down. He's not a baby. You have to correct a dog's behavior. You ever see how dogs act with other dogs? When dogs act stupid, they bite each other. They're blah, blah, and okay, until the one that's acting stupid straightens out. And that's how they act. So if you're the alpha male or female, you got to go, hey, shut the fuck up. Shh, eh. And then, no, she wasn't doing any of that. She was petting this dog, almost like amping him up, but she didn't know. She thought it was like a baby. Oh, it's okay. And the dog's just getting even more and more wild. He's like, oh my God, this fucking, I'm going to bite the shit out of this guy. So sure enough, the moment she went to the bathroom, now it's me and this fucking dog. So I'm standing my ground because if you back away, this dog's going to get stupid, but I still want to smash. Imagine how hard it is to keep a boner going while this dog is in the other room trying to kill you. But anyway, so the dog starts to come slowly towards me with that growl, and he just kind of goes around, and he keeps doing the same shit. So the moment she comes out of the bathroom, she approaches me to like go in the kitchen, he lunges at me, dude. He lunges at me, and I put my knee up. I was very calm. I put my knee up, and that stopped him from biting me, but his nails had never been clipped, and he fucking dragged them down my leg. He went, "Gah!" Like he fucking like my knee. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, okay. Actually, this is good. Right here, check it out. See this scar right here? That's from the fucking dog. Yeah, that was a 2-year. That every single time I look down at my leg and I look at this scar, I say, "Fuck that." Fuck, when I start thinking about him, let me text her. That dog permanently scarred my leg because the owner didn't know how to handle a dog. That dog was a tremendous asshole because of the owner. So there you go. There's my date. I will not date women with massive dogs. I see this a lot. I see a lot of women replace a man with a dog, and that's like a red flag for me. They're like, if you don't love my dog, then don't even bother. What? Since when did a pit bull replace a man in your house? Because I guess women just want a protector. They don't want a nice guy or a normal dude. They want someone that will bite the shit out of somebody. So I'm just going to start acting like a fucking asshole and start swinging at people, and bitches will just be coming at me like, oh, he fights me. He fights for me. He protects me. This dog almost killed me. And all I was trying to do was smash on his owner in a nice way. And anyway, while that was over, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I said, "Yeah, and I was bleeding. I was just like annoyed, and I had shorts on. I'm so stupid, but it's Florida." So she, wiped the blood. She wiped the blood. I'm still bleeding. I'm still looking at this dog from the corner of my eye. I'm like, he might still attack at any moment while I'm wiping this fucking wound. And then she has the balls to say, "So do you want to stay?" And I'm like, "Stay? Your dog just attacked me and you petted it," as if to say, "Good job." I'm out of here. And that was it. Now, funny story. Let's fast forward 3 or 4 months. Things happen. Smashing happened and ended. So at least I got to smash, but not at her place, somewhere else. But yeah, it was not worth like being with someone that has a crazy dog like that. No thanks. Okay, let me go back to the paid questions. Sorry. JRM Torque, I guess. What's your thoughts on building a 4R70W? I have an 03 Cobra, AccuFab build 4.6, trim 64, 66s, E85 air to water in the cooler. You'll be good at about 900 wheel and about 800 torque until it explodes. Plain and simple, especially if you have a lockup converter and you're trying to lug it down and power through that lockup. Sergio has one. Sergio has a built 4R70 by Power by the Hour. Power by the Hour does not build 4R70s anymore, but I think it's going to be okay at a certain power level. Once you get to big boy horsepower, which seems like your Cobra is going to be capable of doing, you're probably better off with a Turbo 400. You're probably trying to retain all the factory components because everything fits that year, like the shifter lever and everything kind of fits. But honestly, if you're going to be at that big crazy horsepower, 1,000 plus, I would look at like a Turbo 400 or something else, just not 470s. You're going to have to build two of them because it's going to go on you. I guarantee it, especially if you race it a lot. And Wings 65288 says, "Thanks for coming on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas." Thank you very much. All right, back at it. I already gave you the dating story. Hey, Alex, if I ask, where did you go to school for tuning? Merry Christmas, wanting to become a tuner. I ended up befriending Lund Racing, for lack of a better word. I made the videos that I made back in, fuck was that? 2015, 2014? No, I'm sorry. 2013 or so. Wow, I've been around a fucking long, wow. So 2013, 2014, I started making funny videos and it got the attention of the right people, befriended a tuner, and they offered me a job because they liked my personality and my somewhat knowledgeable background of mechanical things. Alex, you know how to install the control device in the Whipple 68mm? Do you know how to install the control device? The control device? What are you talking about? At least my hanger comment, D-block real. I don't know. Something's going on in the comments. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Alex, you know how to install the control device? I don't mean the control. You mean the electric motor on the side? Yeah, that's cake. That's easy shit. If you mean the electric motor, the spring, the return spring, and all the gear stuff, that's really easy stuff. Alex, do you call the cops on the dog? You snitch? No, I didn't. I did not call the cops on that on the dog. I just left. I was like, yeah, but we smashed later on, so it was good. Catch can or atmosphere? Catch can. Did your Elise Banger comment was supposed to say, I don't type out messages, I push the damn microphone button? Oh, okay, got it. Yes, I did. I did have sexual relations with that woman. She was nice. Nice girl. Yeah. Spaceman befriend a tuner. Exactly. Be honest, her name was Tiffany. No. Because if she was Tiffany, I would have done everything to stay. Yonce50. I'm telling you, Tiffany's just have this fucking crazy power over me. So if I know your name's Tiffany, I'm gone. Because I know, one, you're bad for me, and two, you're probably smoking hot. So I'm good. Exactly, Eric Bachelor. When YOLO was tuning snowblowers, I was getting the attention of certain people in the industry. I got the attention of what I thought was a legit tuner at the time, but he ended up being a piece of shit. And anyone that was tied to him, I kind of pushed away a little bit, and that kind of sucks because they were actually good people, but I needed to disassociate myself with that person. I just needed to. Once I did that, it opened up other doors. I'm trying to clear my throat, sorry. Mohammed. I'm sorry, I keep saying Mohammed, but it says Momad. Yes, the electric is very easy. It's like 6 screws, and then they're all indexed. So you can only put them on one way, and then once you put everything together, there's a little access panel. Actually, it's right here. So you can't fuck up on this, right? You can't really fuck up on this. And the only thing you'll have to install properly is the spring. So once you put the spring, you put the end of the spring in this little guy right here, put the whole electronic shit together. There's a little access panel that lets you clock the spring with like a small screwdriver to put proper tension so that the blade can return properly. You know what I mean? So, Alex, what is that? Don't worry about it. The throttle body that'll never go on any car. Have you tuned any Coyotes with FIC 1200s? No. The 1000Hs and the 1650s is what I recommend. If you're going to get the 1000s, just skip right over to the 1650s because that data that we use is legit. I have not tuned the 1200s yet. Goddamn, Alex, hope you feel better. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to like squeeze this shit out. It's usually because I talk too much. 3 Valve Eric says, if he was at Tiffany's, he would have some breakfast. Get it? El De La Lobo says, my name is Tiffany. I'm smoking hot. Can I get a time or a tune? Did you mean a tune? Currently 700 rear wheel on a Gen 1 VMP Gen 2. You're going to blow it up. Want to build bottom end to hold 850 to 900. Just pistons and rods? Okay. Or should I upgrade more? Rods and pistons will get you there. If it's going to be out, sleeve it. Just sleeve it. Fuck it. Sleeve it and stud it. Sleeve it and stud it, rods and pistons, 800, 900, or buy a Gen 2 bottom end. Yeah, call me crazy. Buy a Gen 2 bottom end is probably your cheapest bet. If you can find a Gen 2 bottom end, put it in there, that'll live 800, 900 all day. Cobra Trick, I'm not gonna mention anyone in a negative light. That's a tuning company. I have no issue with them anymore, so I won't talk to them. Derek Sizemore already answered your question. What size injectors do you recommend for a 19 GT at 800 horsepower? Edelbrock 2650 or Vortec V3? Haven't decided yet. Well, either blower, get at least 1000cc injector. That's all you need right now in those cars. They have a very robust fuel system. So all you need is 1000cc injector, whether it be a D-Torque 95, ID1000, ID1050X. That's all you really need. And a return style fuel system if you're going to go E85. Ported throttle body, exactly. Did the Eaton guys mention a bigger TVS rotor pack in the works? Yes. Listen to the video carefully. I know there's like a 3.2 or a 3.4 or a 3.5 in the works from Eaton. Then blower manufacturers have to decide if they're going to build a case around it. Do I want Edelbrock to build a case around a 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, whatever new rotor pack's coming out? Fuck yeah, that bitch is going to make 1,200. I guarantee it. But I just don't think the market is there because are Coyote guys going to buy that? Or are Coyote guys going to get a Gen 5 Whipple that already makes that kind of power? And then you're going to have people like Magnuson and VMP trying to stuff the same stuff into a newer case. So it's going to be like, who are you giving, who's going to, if a 2.6 can make 1,300, what the hell can a 3.2 make? That's crazy. ID2000s are billet atomizer 160s for injectors. Oh Jesus, why do you need that much injector? And if I'm gonna go anything with a stock operating system, stock computer, ID2000s. Answer Maurice Cooper's something. Answer Maurice Cooper's. Maurice Cooper did not pay, so sorry. I do not see Maurice Cooper here. Okay. So I'm looking for Maurice Cooper, but I don't see any Maurice Cooper question. So whatever. What's the biggest? Someone said, what's the biggest? See, this thing just skips like 10 questions. What's the biggest bore stroke, highest compression on Gen 3 can go naturally aspirated? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm done. I'm done with you guys with the bore stroke and shit. I'm done. Just shh, quiet. Bore stroke, compression, bore stroke. I want to build a 5.6, 8,300 RPM Gen 3. Buy a blower, 16 PSI in E85, go run 8s or maybe mid 9s. Oh, bore stroke. How about bore and stroke? How much room is there? I'm not an engine builder. You got to ask an engine builder that question. And the engine builder is going to say, what the fuck are you doing? I guarantee it. JRMA Torque said the Holly Dominator. I don't know. Honestly, I don't fuck with standalones, but stock computer ID2000s with Holly, fuck. I wish I could give you an educated opinion on that, but I simply do not know. Will anyone be swapping the new GT500 with a Godzilla? So I hear rumblings from a Ford guy that Ford, it might put 7.3 in a Mustang. That would be hilarious. I can't wait. Ford, please do that. Please put a 7.3 in a Mustang. I'm going to hate on that car so much. I'm going to hate on the fuel mileage. I'm going to love the fact that I can tow a boat with it. So that's just rumor, but I think it's just going to stay a truck engine. Hey, Alex, got a Gen 2 swap 2014 that I want to throw a VMP Gen 2R on. Thoughts and opinions on fuel system? I was thinking of 4 Innovations Level 2. Yes, you're on the right track. 4 Innovations Level 2, 1050X injectors or ID1000s make 800, 900 all day on E85 easily with a 69 millimeter pulley or a 72 millimeter pulley. Have you ever heard of the L&M Cam GT350 or 50 GT? Are they legit? Yes, I've heard of the L&M cams. They're pretty legit. L&M cams make good power on 5-liter Mustang. The intake cams do really well. The NSR cams for GT500s are like a staple for GT500. It's like the cam to go with. So yes, they do really well. Garrett Dickin says max effort all motor Gen 1 build to go 9s. Okay, it's been done. It was in a very light car, mind you, but it's been done. Ben Calmer went 10.2 on a very moderate CJ setup with cams. 10.2 or 10.3. I think JPC way back in the day chopped up a tin can and went 9 something. So, I mean, you can do it depending on how much the car weighs. And people like Carlos Sobrino in a 2,800 pound car was running mid to low 9s with a stock Gen 1 Coyote. So it can be done. Told you cam and block is the way to go. Exactly. Cam and block. Could you imagine Ford goes, hey man, here's a modular, here's hybrid, here's electric, and we go back to cam and block, and we go big block, 7.3 liter. Let's just go backwards. Yeah, that makes sense. And I hope they do it because that would just make me laugh so hard. Mustang should be getting smaller displacement, hybrid technology with turbos. And if they throw a 7.3 in something, I'd buy a Chevy. If Ford puts a 7.3 in a Mustang, I'm buying a Corvette. Because fuck it. At that point, I cannot co-sign on any of their directions. I'm like, you're going towards big block, cam and block shit? Why don't you just put an LS in it? Fuck it. Go to the junkyard, Ford, and put an LS in the new Mustang. Fuck me. Any truth to the 13, 14 Mustang engines are stronger than 11 to 12 engines? Yeah, the 13 Mustang engines, I like to call them the Gen 1.5. Gen 1s, 11 to 12, pretty good. About 650, not bad. Anything above that, it can chuck a ride anytime. 13 to 14, for whatever reason, are a little better, but not that much better. Gen 2s are king daddy, period. Alex, what's the difference in the tune between the headers and catless? I don't know. Sensor placement? Yeah, sensor placement. The sensors are a little further downstream, so we sort of kind of have to account for that, but not really. I'm not going to give you all the secrets. Alex, any New Year's resolutions? No, dude, those are bullshit. Resolutioners are going to be at the gym fucking trying to. Now we got to deal with people at the gym for about 2 months. That's when their like free trial runs out. And they're going to be in there hogging up the machines, not using them right, doing stupid shit. You know, I'm going to get in shape. New year, new me. I'm going to get a man this year. Shut up. By March, you're back fucking eating Cheetos, watching The Witcher on Netflix. Shut up. By the way, that's a good show. Guy on YouTube with a Fox Coupe Gen 1 Coyote with 400 real horsepower runs 10 sevens all day. Exactly. It's all about how much weight the car is trying to push along. Hey, Alex, I have an 1810 or 80 car, and I'm having some idle issues. 85 tune, but I return to stock and still happens. When I stop, it goes from 750 to 500 about 5 to 10 seconds. What could this be? If it's stock and it's still doing it, I would see if you have any air leaks. The mass airflow sensor, MAF, sees air coming in through the air box, right? So it's going, okay, air's coming in. I'm measuring how much is coming in. I'm going to provide proper fueling for all this shit via the widebands. It's like a constant loop. If you have a kink in the coupler at the throttle body and it's sucking in more air than the mass airflow sensor thinks is coming in from the air box, it's going to run lean and it's going to try to trim in some fuel. It's going to say short-term fuel trims plus 10, plus 15, plus 20. So I know the size of your air leak based on how much fuel trims are off. So if your fuel trims are 8%, I go, it probably just needs a tweak in the math, especially if it's like a PMAS, JLT, air raid, something like that. PMAS seems to be the best, like spot on when it comes to data. So when I have a PMAS tune in a car and then all of a sudden it's trimming in fuel, I go, you got an air leak, buddy. Like, you got an air leak. PMAS is legit. If it's anyone else, I throw fuel at it if it's under 10%. If it's over 10 or 11%, I go, you got to check for your placement, buddy, or your lines or your hoses. Make sure you didn't forget to put something in. Make sure that if you buy a used cold air, that someone didn't have a nitrous jet going in it and at the bottom has a big hole in it. That happened recently. That was great. Beards and Cars said something. Where's Beards and Cars? He's a good guy. He seems to be very active on the channel. Robert Ball has his build list on here. Yes, Robert Ball is probably the quickest Gen 2 S550, and then the second quickest, it's either him or Steeda. And now people are going to say, well, JPC did it 500 years ago. I understand. Robert Ball has an automatic, pretty full weight. I don't want to say full weight, but it does have a front clip now, which people are saying, that's not a street car anymore. But when I'm talking a car that's not like chopped up, like literally chopped up, like hacksawed and shit, that's what I think Robert Ball's car is. It's in the spirit of a street car, and because he can go drive True Street, and so can Steeda's car. So those two are, in my opinion, the quickest NA cars around. Alex, I want low boost on the road course, 10 to 12 on the street. How would this be accomplished with either a turbo or a centrifugal? With a turbo, see, you have control of the boost. So you put a very light spring in the wastegate, like 5-pound springs, done. If you have a supercharger, you put a really big pulley on it, and you accomplish low boost. You're welcome. Thanks for the $5. Beards and Car says, do you guys charge for a cam lobe tune if already tuned by you guys? No, it's free if the configuration is supported. No CJ lopes. Not many GT350 throttle body tunes lope. Not many GT350 manifold tunes lope. So take that for what it's worth. What to say here? Boxy Luxury says, been watching your videos for over a year now. You've vastly increased my level of knowledge from all the technical videos you put out. Thank you. Merry Christmas from the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Thanks for your service, Boxy Luxury. I appreciate that very much. It's very nice of you. I try to put out information in a funny way. It's non-boring. It's really hard to do. I can't give out. I'm wrong a lot of times, and I'm okay with being wrong. It's real. And then I correct myself in later videos. People, what they're doing now is they're going backwards. You know, I have a lot of new subscribers, I think, from the GT500 video. And they're going back, oh, you said the GT500 had iron heads. Sweet, that video was 3 years ago, and since then I have addressed that. But I leave the video up. It gets views. It works. And people always try to find something you're wrong in because that makes them feel better. Their insecurities come out. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that there is a channel out there that is giving you no fluff, no bullshit. And since I work in the industry as a calibrator, I can at least give you guys an insight as to what we're seeing. You can ask questions directly to a guy who sees stuff in the background. There's a lot of shit I can't talk about, which I would love to talk about one day. But at the end of the day, I think I'm a decent spot for information, you know, decent guy to get some information out of, and some funny dating stories once in a while. Cobra Trick just puts up a girl. Cobra Trick might want to unsubscribe. He might want to unsubscribe. I think he gets on the channel because he likes to hate shit. With new GT500 being a map-based system, any thoughts on the S550, S197 now being converted to map only? I don't think there's an advantage to map only. I think you still have to tune the speed density side and it has to be mapped properly. But I think the mass airflow sensor eventually is going to go away. Think F-150. F-150 is map, and it's been like that since 2015. So I think the Mustang will go that route just to get rid of the mass airflow sensor, and then you'll see a resurgence in cold air manufacturers come out, because at that point, it doesn't fucking matter what you got, because you can have an open throttle body, and it's going to make power, and the map sensor, which is in the manifold or the blower, doesn't give a fuck about the cold air. So all of a sudden, cold air manufacturers that make shitty ass cold airs will see a resurgence, because now their quality doesn't matter. It's just about size, and looks. So quality will go out the window, but it'll look cute under the hood, because if map, that's why I think some cold air manufacturers, certain cold air manufacturers are dying. Oh, I can't wait for everything to go map. Our data sucks. Our tubes are super inconsistent when we make them. I can't wait for them to go map so it doesn't matter. Yeah, trust me, I went there. Been there, done that, seen that bullshit, fought that fight. It's exhausting. Alrighty, Alex videos are mediocre. He's mostly known in the industry for snitching. Just call me Tekashi69, bitch. But they had iron heads, right? Right. They had iron heads, right? Totally. They all had aluminum heads. They had iron blocks. And then they went aluminum. Isn't that some crazy shit? GT500s were iron. Then they went aluminum. Why the fuck they do that? Aren't iron ones stronger? Cobra Trick, no hate, I promise. I'm just here for a silly goosey tap all laughter over here. No, I get it, brother. I got you. Jaskaran Gill gave me a California. I keep saying California when it's CCA. So Canadian $2. So that's about 50 cents according to Trudeau. Trudeau, I call him Blackface Trudeau. Is that guy still in power? Having a picture of him out there in blackface? It blew my mind to find out that people don't think blackface is racist. People say, what's so racist about blackface? I'm like, excuse me? What is so racist about a white man having blackface? Kind of like a lot. Like an insane amount. Okay, I was hitting someone up. So, Cedric White said, real quick. Leon says, can you run the Fairmont or the red car in WCF? Yes, I am planning on running the Fairmont in World Cup in Maryland next year. And it has to run a low 8. It's got to run a 20 or a 10 to be competitive, period. So I'm doing my best. Cedric White says, I asked a question earlier, but I think you skipped it. If you had a 331 stroker and a 95 Cobra, would you keep the old ECU and dumb it down, or would you get a new one from Holley or Pro EFI? New one. Get a new one. 95 computers are absolute garbage. 94, 95 ECUs are shit. I'd rather have an A9L in there controlling that 331 than anything from a 94 or 95 Cobra. They're garbage, muff cabbage. Get a Holley in there or a Pro EFI or Megasquirt or, Megasquirt MS Pro, something like that. That'll work also. Do you have any video explaining the install process, Alex? I am lost. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have any video explaining the install process. And how are you lost? You literally, you unbolted, bolt it back in. What you unbolted, put the spring in here first. Bolt everything back in. Boop. Pop out the access cover, clock the spring, and you're fucking done. It's not that hard. Love you, but how are you lost? 2 valve lives matter. No, they don't. Bullshit. Alex, when you do your videos, oh my God. Alex, when you do your videos, you should wear sunglasses like the other Mustang guys. So I think if you see people without their sunglasses on a lot of like YouTube videos, there's some ugly motherfuckers out there. They got the face for radio. There's some ugly dudes out there. I'm not hot. but I'm not ugly. And I think a lot is telling in the eyes. A lot of people think they look cool with sunglasses. They think they look sinister, badass, nefarious. I think a lot of emotion is displayed in the eyes. So a lot of people hide that, or a lot of wondering. So if I'm talking to you right now, and if I have sunglasses on, and you can tell, if I roll my eyes a little bit, or if I go like this or like this, you can kind of tell if he's confused, full of shit, or lying. The eyes are very telling, and a lot of people cover them up. Because I have talked to a lot of people, tuners, people in the industry, and I stare into their fucking eyes when I talk to them. I go, tell me a little bit about your product. And that's when they kind of, it's the best flowing head in the industry. It's consistent, and they're just all over the place. And I'm like, you're full of shit. So the eyes are very telling, and I think they cover them up for a reason. Trudeau just got reelected? How did Trudeau get reelected? Canadians are fucking morons. Like, you guys are fucking morons. Trudeau with blackface got reelected? Holy shit. You guys are fucking retarded. Yes, he is. Us Western Canadians are pissed. Unbelievable that a guy that wears blackface gets reelected. And that guy's a fucking retard. Like a fucking retard. And you guys are like, well, he's good looking and his wife's good looking. He's going to swindle your shit. And by the time he's out of office, which I don't know how it is in Canada, do you get like, I know that in Canada, right before you become president, you have to like dip your hand in pudding and rip off your wife's arm, because as is tradition. 2 people will get that. But yeah, I don't know how long the terms are there, but that dude, watch him be rich as fuck when he's gone. Watch him be rich as fuck. I hear him argue, I don't know what they call it, Parliament or whatever the fuck they call it, the House of Douchebags, where they all stand up and go, and they stand up and sit down. And he goes up there. He sounds like a fucking retard. The words coming out of his mouth are literally retarded. Recommend anyone to go for Holly EFI tuning? Shit, I don't know. Honestly, I know Keith Ray tunes his car with Holly. His 6-second Cobra. It looks pretty straightforward once you know how the operating system works. I just don't have enough knowledge on it, and maybe like people like the tuning school and stuff like that, but I can't recommend them because I don't know. I don't know anyone you can go to learn Holly. I think you have to befriend a tuner just like you would anywhere else. Face for radio, truth, laughing my ass off after meeting a lot of YouTubers. There's a lot of YouTubers that are some funky looking dudes, like fucked up. Ryan Jones says New Edge is still a Fox body. Careful. New Edge guys will get mad at you, but it is the truth. Worth modding a Fortune GT500 to save my money. Hell yeah, it's worth modding. Them bitches can make 800 really easily. A BAP ID1000s, about 20 PSI, 800 horsepower. So it's pretty straightforward. Here we go. New Edge is only 99 to 04. SN95 is 94 to 04. Actually, they're all Coyote. Actually, they're all Fox bodies. Fox chassis. I just had this argument with someone. 99 to 04 guys are like, it's New Edge. It's not an SN. But it's like the same shit. But they say, no, it's not. The SN is 94 to 04. Wait a minute. SN is 94 to 04, and then New Edge is 99 to 04. You're overlapping years, dude. You're all fucked up. Joseph Webb says, YOLO, sleeves needed for 1,000 river horsepower, 5.8. I wouldn't fuck around. I'd sleeve it. Now Alex is Robert De Niro from Meet the Fockers. Maybe. Everyone's like, fuck Trudeau. Hey. Eastern Canada's liberal pieces of shit. Are they? They are. No two-term limits. No two-term limits. Okay, good. South Park favorite animated show. Perfect. Someone got the arm inputting reference. Someone tagged me. 3 Valve Eric. What does the bottom of your shirt say after until they come to TX2K? So everyone thinks they're fast until they go to... I'm sorry. See what happens? I got these things called pecs, and they fold the shirt over because I work out. Actually, it says 2K19. I went to TX2K last year, and this is a Mexico Racing League shirt. They provided a couple of shirts for a brother. They're great guys, Brian Luna and the guys down there. And it's true. When you think you got fast shit, then you go to Texas 2K, you're like, I ain't got shit. I ain't got a goddamn thing. When you buy parts and it says 79 to 04, it's a Fox. You're right. You go to UPR, you get a set of lower control arms, 79 to 04. Same shit. My differential that's in the Fairmont from a 90. It's from a Cobra. From a 96 and up, 96, and it fits perfectly. Alex, do you trust your 19 GT making 700 on pump gas, or will you add an additive to be safe? I trust it. I monitor the knock sensors like a hawk. Seems to be pretty good. Seems to be really good, actually, especially after the long tubes. It just loves it. Christopher Herrig says, Merry Christmas, Alex. What's your opinion on the Edelbrock E-Force Bone Stock 2012 GT? Ooh, I'd keep boost at 10 PSI, no more than that. It is a 2650 rotor pack. It is a big boy, plain and simple. So I would keep boost at 10, which I think is the biggest pulley they offer. It's almost physically impossible to not make 10 PSI. It might make even 12 minimum. So I'd get a stage 1 kit with the stock lower and hope to God it doesn't make more than 10 PSI. If it does, I'd opt for E85 because it's going to make a ton of jam with the biggest upper pulley that they have. Joseph Webb says, I'm the one who called you out on the iron heads. That was a while back. I apologize. We also had the big blower debate, and our 800 horsepower ain't safe on stock 5.8. It ain't. I mean, I'm still there, you know? But yeah, I mean, you don't need to apologize if some people just get off on. I think people look for someone to be wrong on something all the time. They go, I can't wait to find something wrong. So they're the ones that, you know, bird dog your whole video that, he said iron heads, fuck. And then they put it out there. He don't know shit. I knew it. He don't know shit. Fuck him. He don't know nothing. He thinks GT500s have iron heads, you know, and then they feel better about themselves, which is okay. Godzilla swap Mach 1. Hold up. That's great. Hey there, 2012 GT, Lund tune, free flow exhaust, good air filter. What mod is next? Thanks, man. LU47s, 18 manifold, and a flex fuel NE85R tune. Best bang for the buck, period. Eric Batchelor, 93 pump shell, 700 horsepower all day. Knock testers happy. Exactly. I think Mustang, John Hardner would be first in line for those 8,000 RPM rev limiter, neutral park, rev race tunes. And you know what? Crown Victoria lifestyle, stupid motherfuckers will be there watching them. They'll be like, yep, I'm going to watch them. And that makes them money. And I'm like, there you go. It's like a vicious cycle. Any info or thoughts on Ford's Gen 3 and 10R80 controller? They're shipping them now. Power by the Hour has 3 in stock, or 3 in, and they're just going to package them with engines and send them out. So Gen 3 swaps are becoming a thing all of a sudden. Gen 3 manual swap control packs are out there, and we're tuning them. We have not tuned a Gen 3 10R80 swap yet. So once one comes in, I'm going to try to see if I can see what the deal is with that tune. Try to make it indexable one way or another. Try to suck it off and put it somewhere where we can kind of go, okay, this is what it is. Because Ford doesn't give us a heads up as to what's being released. But we did talk to Ford Performance, and they are open to providing hard parts in the future if we need it, so that we can be ready. So the moment they release something, they're going to release a Predator engine control pack. Yes, they're going to release the 5.2 Predator GT500 engine as a control pack. And I don't know if there's going to have the 10R80 behind it. I think it'll be just a manual, because there is no way that Ford never put a 10R80 behind that engine. So they're not going to offer it. They're not going to offer it for a controller. Someone's going to try to do it and fuck us all up because it's speed density 10R80. Stop that shit. Jesus Christ. Put a math on it. Clifford 311 TV gave me $1. Thank you for that buck. Appreciate it. I've been looking for 5.4 iron heads for 3 years now. Thanks, dickhead. Actually, shit fuck. Doesn't the F-150, don't the F-150s have 5.4, 3 valve iron heads? Dipshit. I don't know. I don't know. They might be all aluminum, so who knows? What's your opinion on high mileage Coyote 5.0 in terms of reliability? Dude, I know so many Coyotes that are above 150K and just running strong as fuck. I wouldn't worry about mileage on a Coyote, especially on truck Coyotes. New GT500 opinion. What do you think of the DCT? Watch my last video. Badass, awesome, quick, great shifting, super refined. And our personal Lund Racing's test vehicle made 830 horsepower. No changes to the trans. We went wide open throttle on the highway, and the thing hit all the gears where it needed to. So seems to be doing well. What's needed for a mechanical mono throttle body on a Gen 1 for a CJ Manny? Can't do it. You cannot control. There is no way of controlling. Well, unless you use Garrett, unless you use a Holly or something like that, you can convert it, but you have to use Holly or a standalone system map based. You cannot use a stock computer with a mechanical throttle body, period, end sentence. Alex, is it harder to tune an auto with 373s or 410 gears? Yes, you don't say 5.0 because the cars have anticipation logic. It's seeing the RPMs climb up and it's trying to catch that next shift. And if it's happening really fast with 373s, it's very tough to catch the next shift. Is it impossible? No. Is it stupid? Yeah, because 373s in a 417 first gear, it's just, you're not going to hook that thing. You're just going to break shit if you're making decent power. So keep the 315 or 331 at most with that setup. Alvin Davis says, my 13 has 165,000 miles. Badass shit. Brandon Watson says, turbo coyote swap on a Holly system. What's safe timing curve on a Pump 85 Gen 2 Mustang under 14 pounds of boost? Curve? Like the curve? I mean, depending on KPA, let's go by boost. Let's say no boost. You can see about 28 degrees, no boost. And once you start bringing boost, and you got to scale that. So let's say if you're 14 pounds of boost peak, E85, I wouldn't go above 19 degrees of timing. I'd cap it at 19 and then blend the timing in underneath that boost to be a little bit higher. So if it's 14 PSI, 10 PSI, 9 PSI, 8 PSI, you can incrementally bring it from big numbers to small numbers, but the smallest number should be about 19 up top. You can get away with like 23 degrees, but I'd rather let's leave it at 19. And when you go to the track, you got some wiggle room to add timing if you want. Ian Good gave me $5. Appreciate it. Have you smashed on that couch back there? No, I have not smashed on that couch. It is not a smashing. I am the wrong way. It's not a smashing couch. It's just the couch that I got from Christian because they were throwing it away. And I was like, this second bedroom here is like empty, and I made it my office. So I have two monitors here and a big fucking screen TV. And when I'm working, I just have like shit on in the background, and it's a nice place to work. I'm really lucky to be able to work from home, and I'm not. I know that, and I'm not taking it for granted at all. Okay, I'm trying to look at questions here. Just placed my order with Beefcake and Lund Racing. Can't wait. Happy holidays. Thank you, Red Marrow. Brandon Watson, thanks, brother. He must have been talking to someone else. T56 Magnum XL or Ben Calamer Stage 3? Ben Calamer Stage 3 if you want to save some money, because with the T56, actually, I think the Ben Calamer Stage 3, you got to buy a new clutch anyway, because I think it has a 26 spline input shaft also. Well, if you already bought a shifter and you already have a drive shaft, aftermarket drive shaft, get the Ben Calamer. It's a better deal, period. And it's better for high RPM than a T56, in my opinion. 1,000 horsepower on a lower boost compression Gen 1 illuminator safe. You need a lot of boost to make. 1,000 on a 9-to-5 illuminator. I'd rather get an 11-to-1 illuminator, 20 something PSI, and it'll probably make 1,000, 22, 23 PSI. It'll probably make 1,000 pretty easily. Alex, any funnier stories about soiling your britches? Soiling my britches? Like shit my pants? No, I haven't shit my pants since I was 6 years old. I used to live in Puerto Rico before I was born in Boston, moved to Puerto Rico when I was 9 months old, and then came back when I was 6 years old. Like 2 months before I came back, I shit my pants leaving school, because you cannot shit in school. To this day, you probably can't shit in high school. You can't be in high school and think you could just drop a deuce in peace. Hell no. You're in there dropping a deuce. You're doing it quietly, but it's going to stink. And people, you're taking a shit. You're doing a normal bodily function. Fuck you. So in Puerto Rico, it's even worse. They'll pull you out of the stall and wrap you in toilet paper. Puerto Ricans are fucking retarded. So I was like, I'm not going to shit here. So I think I had a bunch of milk that day, and I'm lactose intolerant. I didn't know it. I was 6. So I'm walking back home, and I'm like, I gotta shit. Here we go. And then all of a sudden, just let it just came out. I tried to sneak a fart around the poop, and it didn't work. And I just went, all right. I just walked home with shit in my pants. That's the last time I shit my pants, when I was 6. Where's brother Christian at? Get his white ass down there. Yeah, he's fine. He's up in Connecticut. He gets too distracted. That's the other thing. If Christian's going to come on this show, I got to teach him, like, yo, get off your fucking phone. Talk to me. That's how the show works. He's like, oh, what? What? Oh, what? I'm like, no, that's not how it works, dude. Talk to me if you're going to be on this show. Why do Terminator superchargers whine more than the Coyotes? Because they suck. Miss M. Wrangler said, Alex, any rule of thumb for upgrading a drive shaft? Any rule of thumb for upgrading drive shaft? Make sure your pinion angle is legit. That's the thing. If you make sure your pinion angle is on point, especially if you lowered the car, especially if you have aftermarket control arms, There's no real rule of thumb except the basics. Pinion angle, pinion angle, pinion angle. Crown Victoria Lifestyle. Odd Mod Motors came with aluminum heads, 2, 3, and 4 valve. Okay, there you go. So they're all aluminum. Fuck it. That's right. Taking a shit in school. Never did. Yeah, you can't take a shit in school or high school. That's crazy. Kyle Brandon says, this is for me being a pain after many manifold and intake setups and finally arriving on at the CJ setup for my 16 NA build. I value everything you recommend. I just wanted to feel you out on the other setups first. You got to understand, Kyle, when someone asks me that question, I go right to the baddest shit just so that you don't waste any time. So if I come across like I'm being annoyed, it's because I answer these questions 50 to 60 times a day. So understand, sometimes we're human. So we're like, oh, just get a CJ if you want max power. But what about 18 versus this and torque versus that and IMRC, so we get a little impatient sometimes, especially on a Thursday or Friday. You get us off kilter. Yeah, we're going to answer a little, dicky, but thanks for the money. Appreciate the money. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Ace Vaughn asks if Christian still works at PBH. Yes, he does. He's just in Connecticut on vacation with his fiance, Gina. Better hold that dude until you get home. Laughing my ass off. Okay, let me get out of here. We talked a lot of shit today. It's 10 o'clock. I've been on for a long time. Stream settings. Let me see how long I've been on. I don't know, a long time. Analytics, a long fucking time. Who cares? Let me get out of here. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your families. Open presents. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Lund Racing is working a half day Thursday, a half day Friday. So understand, if you got logs to bring in, do them early. Get them done. Get it done like before 11 so we can actually not rush you out the door and you can have a nice, fun, safe weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Talk to you guys later.